Welcome to Regulate and Rewire, an anxiety and depression podcast where we discuss the things I wish someone would have taught me earlier in my healing journey. I'm your host, Amanda Armstrong, and I'll be sharing my steps, my missteps, client experiences, and tangible research-based tools to help you regulate your nervous system, rewire your mind, and reclaim your life. Thanks for being here. Now let's dive in. Hi, friend. Happy New Year. Today kicks off what is going to be a 3-part New Year's-ish mini-series. Part 1 today is going to be a guided practice to complete your year. It's a experiential somatic closure to whatever this last year has held for you. So often in life, we just move from one task to the next, from one role to the next, from one year to the next, without getting the opportunity to reflect, to settle, to pause. Our nervous system, when it doesn't get that reset, just accumulates and accumulates and accumulates. And that accumulated activation shows up as our symptoms, as tension, as vigilance, that low hum of anxiety, the fatigue that sleep doesn't fix, and eventually even the numbness and the disconnection. And so while we logically know that we are turning into a new calendar year, I also want to help our body feel. Our body to feel like there was a completion, that there was a shifting, to allow this year, whatever it looked like for you, an opportunity to just be held tenderly and witnessed. And in that, hopefully allowing your system a moment to release, to exhale, to feel some level of completion of certain things before we head into whatever this new year has for us. If you're new here or you didn't listen to my last podcast episode, I host a completely free community event every year called my New Year's Eve Circle. And this year's was so amazing. I think I say that every year is my favorite year, but truly, I don't have words. This is one of those events that just reminds me why I love this work so deeply. I can't really explain it other than this was an opportunity for humans to be human together in a really, really tender way. And what I'm going to offer today is an abbreviated version of what I facilitated in that event. What I'm also going to offer you in the show notes of this episode is a replay of that full event. It is a 90-minute event, so just so that you're prepared for that. And what you're going to get in this episode is about a 20 or 30 minute kind of condensed version of that experience. So that replay will be available until January 10th. It's in the show notes. And for today, I am adapting that to be more appropriate for a podcast. And you can approach this episode in 2 ways. Number 1 is that you can simply listen. I am going to offer some guidance on when to breathe and some different things to do. You can do them if you're in a place that's appropriate to do them. I'm also going to invite you to reflect. I'm going to give some prompts and you can just listen. What comes up for you as an answer to the questions that I'm asking? Or if you want to make this episode more interactive, you have an opportunity to do that. And to do that, grab a pen and paper, maybe light a candle, get a cozy blanket. And as I'm offering moments of reflection, you can hit pause and spend some time journaling. So this event went through a couple different phases, and that arc is the same that I am going to guide us through today. And so we took some time together to regulate, to help our system get enough cues of safety and support. Then we moved into a phase of reflection, reflecting on the year, the good and the hard. And then we moved into releasing. And as a tradition in my New Year's Eve circle, I always invite folks, we spend some time writing down the things that we want to let go of, that we want to release, and then we burn them. You're welcome to do that on your own. Some people rip it, flush it away. I'll give more details when we get to that part of it today. You can also, again, just sit and reflect on the things that you want to let go, the things that you want to release. And then we'll spend some time at the end resourcing. So regulate, reflect, release, and then resource and re-regulate again together at the end. So wherever you are, I want to invite you to just be there. We are going to begin together by just arriving. And my hope is that over the next 20 or so minutes together, that this is just a chance to exhale, to release, to complete somatically on a felt sense level parts of this year. So wherever you are right now, in your car, on a walk, curled up on your couch, I want to invite you to just notice that. Notice that you're here. Taking a breath with me, a real one, in through your nose. Sighing, exhale out through your mouth. One more, breathing in. Exhale, let it go. And now, if you are in a place where it's possible to do this, I want you to let your eyes wander, looking up and off to the distance and slowly scanning the space around you, allowing your eyes to gently shift from one thing to the next. Not looking at or for anything specific, just letting your system visually orient, noticing what is here in your space with you. Slowing your eyes down, even just 1%. And as you do, letting your breath deepen. Gentle inhales, slow exhales. The simple act of looking around communicates to your nervous system where you are. That right here, right now, in this moment, you're safe enough. You're safe enough to be here. And now, if it feels okay to do so, I want to invite you to place your hands somewhere on your body. It might be hands on your heart, one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Maybe you want to give yourself a gentle hug, or even just resting your hands intentionally on your legs. And as you do, maybe thinking or saying aloud, like, this is my body. This is my body, and we made it. We made it through another year in this body. And whatever this year asked of you, which I know for some of you, it asked for just about everything, you're here. You're here. You stayed. Let that land for just a moment. And you don't need to feel grateful or inspired by that. Just acknowledge, I'm here. And as you do, I want to share a little bit about why what we're doing here, why it matters. In my work, in my own healing, I have learned that transformation does not come from pushing harder or wanting it more. I tried that for so many years. It comes from creating enough safety in our systems to begin to let go of what they no longer need to hold. It comes from gently and slowly orienting ourselves to right here and right now, helping our system, oftentimes carrying really old traumatic imprints that, hey, I'm here, not there. This is now and not then. And regulation or safety, these words that we throw around so often, they don't mean that everything feels good all of the time. It simply means that we sense enough support, enough capacity, enough choice, enough space that we're okay, that we're safe. Not just knowing logically that, but feeling that. And so that's what we're creating right now, just a pocket of space before whatever the new year brings. Now, if you are choosing to reflect with me, now's the time to grab that pen and paper, or to just take a mental note that the questions are going to come, and to sit and reflect and see what comes up for you as they do. So first, let's first actually reground. Take another big breath. And I want to invite you to just bring this year into your awareness. Not necessarily in order, not in detail, just what stands out to you as you think January 1st to today. What stands out? What are the moments, the seasons, the relationships, the feelings that linger? And if you're writing, just let it flow. And if you're listening, just let this move through your mind. What was this year? What stands out? And then taking that question kind of a layer deeper, if you will, and gently ask yourself, what did this year ask of me? Not necessarily what it asked you to achieve or to produce, but what did it require from you? What kind of strength? What kind of patience? What kind of letting go? Maybe it asked you to survive or handle something that you never thought you could. Maybe it asked you to be brave in a way that nobody else saw. Maybe it asked you to be brutally honest in a relationship or an area of your life, or to hold multiple truths at once: grief and gratitude, fear and courage, exhaustion and love, hope and hopeless. What did this year ask of you? And then maybe a layer beneath that, what did this year take from you? Did it take some things that created a lot of pain and a lot of hurt? Did it take people, relationships, beliefs? Maybe it took some things for you that felt helpful. This doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. Asking yourself, just witnessing, this reflection is just about witnessing, holding whatever this year was for you. What did this year take from you? In a hurtful way? What did it take from you in a helpful way? And then maybe asking the other side of this, which is, what did this year give you? Again, what did this year give you that was hurtful, that was hard? But what did this year give you that was helpful, that was light, that's maybe worth celebrating? And then a question that might feel a little tender, which is the simple acknowledgement of what felt heavy this year. What did you carry that maybe no one else saw? And you do not have to justify it. I think so often we want to compare our heavy and our hard with somebody else's heavy and hard. Your heavy gets to be heavy. Your hard gets to be hard simply because it was for you. So looking at this past year, what was heavy? What was hard? And acknowledging this is not self-pity. It's not dwelling. In fact, acknowledging the things that are hard or heavy for us is actually one of the most regulating things that we can do for our nervous system. Because when we name what was hard, our body stops having to hold it alone. It becomes something that happened, not something that we're still bracing against. When we bring it to light, when we speak, this thing was hard, and we give it that validation, our body almost goes, okay. So it really, you get it. You acknowledge that was really hard because I've been holding it. I know it was hard, but okay. It's almost like your mind and your body are in it together now. And your mind can help your body to recognize, hey, it happened. It happened. We got through. We've made it. We've made it outside of that heavy or hard thing, or maybe you're still in it. But just naming the hard thing as hard, now it's like, okay, but we're still here, right? Look, it is hard. It is heavy, and we're in it, and we're doing it, and we're still here. Okay. So what was hard for you? Let it be held. And now in this reflecting, let's kind of balance this out. I want you to ask yourself, what deserves to be honored from this year? Some of the things that come up might be tender. But I also want you to, what else? What could be celebrated? Maybe you started eating breakfast this year. It doesn't need to be something that Instagram would celebrate. What do you want to see? Was it simply a moment that you didn't abandon yourself in? Maybe a moment where you stayed present when you wanted to check out? What small, unseeable victories did you claim? Maybe it was a promotion. Maybe it was simply that you stopped following your ex on social media. Maybe you set a boundary that terrified you, or you asked for help. Or that you just kept showing up. You kept hitting play on a podcast like this. You kept trying. What can you celebrate, or at least acknowledge and honor from this year? All right. Thank you for reflecting, for taking some time to reflect with me. Now we're going to head into the release part of this. And I want to offer you something that we did in the New Year's Eve circle again, or remind you of it. That's just so powerful. If you're writing, this is your invitation to start a new page. Because I want to invite you to write your list of the things that you're releasing, that you're letting go, that no longer belong to you as you head into this next season. And then you can rip it. You can bury it in your garden. You can burn it. You can flush it in your toilet. We always burn it together on that call. And if you're just listening, just let this list move through your mind. And then I'll offer you some kind of visual alternatives to the ripping, the burning, the flushing, the whatever. So with this, asking yourself, what am I ready to release? What no longer belongs to me that I want to let go of as I move forward? This could be a habit, biting your nails. It might be a fear that has outlived its purpose, a role that no longer fits you, an old story about who you are or what you're capable or not capable of. Maybe it's perfectionism, another pattern that kept you safe. Got your needs met once, but now it's keeping you small. Now it's holding you back. Maybe this is a belief about what you deserve. I just want you to notice what surfaces without judgment. What are you ready? Or even if you don't feel ready, what do you want? What do you wish you were ready to release, to let go of? And one of the most powerful moments of the event was when I invited the folks who were there live to share some of the things on their list in the chat. And I'm having emotion come up for me now, just remembering that, because it was a moment of such human tenderness, of such vulnerability, of people being willing to be witnessed in the things we don't often speak about, the things we don't often admit. And when we stay quiet about these things, they hold so much shame, and I could feel the shame lifting in the room as they shared. And so I want to, as you are writing down the things that are true for you or thinking about them, I am going to read through every single one of the things that was shared in this event, because maybe you will feel a little bit more seen or held by hearing this come from somebody else. So I dropped into the chat and I asked aloud, I said, what do you want to release? What no longer belongs to you as you move forward? What do you no longer want to carry? Self-doubt, rushing through life, having to do it all, that I can't trust others to help me, not taking time for myself, projecting my own trauma on my kids. I want to release constantly anticipating that other shoe to drop. The fear of losing people, even if they're unhealthy relationships. Comparison and being too hard on myself, the belief that I am a burden to the people in my life. I want to let go of the need to fix it and or problem solve it the right way when there's any uncertainty. I'm letting go anger surrounding the circumstances of my mother-in-law's death. I will let go and release the stress and expectations of others, worries about my adult children's choices, guilt for wanting love. I don't want to carry being afraid of my emotions and intrusive thoughts. I want to release the accumulated trauma of this past year since surgery, a fear of more surgery, self-criticism and doubt, holding back for fear of not being enough, the belief that I am always too busy, that I am less than, mom guilt, my phone addiction to numb the pain, belief that I have to carry everyone's problems, giving up a sense of shame for wanting basic human needs like attention and affection, the need to keep the peace, not rocking the boat, always pleasing others at my own expense. I'm releasing my avoidance patterns, feeling not good enough, resisting what is, fear that God won't answer my prayers. My position as a director that I stepped down from for my health, the belief that I always need to be improving and that I'm not enough just as I am, not trusting myself or my intuition. I'm releasing the fear that I will be alone forever, the fear that I will never find my people, the fear that I will struggle with my mental health for my entire life, the fear that each and every holiday season will be incredibly hard for me, the expectation that I should be at a different point in my life by now, the fear of being single forever, the belief that I'm too much, the fear of being too much and yet also not enough. I want to completely release and divorce my abusive husband. release him from my heart, mind, body, and my life, and finally be free to live. And then all of those shares were followed by so many versions of wow, holding space for everyone. So many of these are true for me too. Thank you. None of you are alone. I'm holding space for you all. So many of these feel true for me too. You can do this. You are brave and strong. Sending you so much love and strength. And I share those with you here in case you also need a moment of shared humanness. In case you also need to see your heart or some flavor of it, the things that you are releasing or some flavor of it reflected in the humanness and the vulnerability of somebody else. And so if you have that list written down, my invitation is now, or at some point today, rip it up into tiny little pieces, bury it in your garden, flush it away, or safely burn it. Or if you're simply listening, can you imagine the things that you want to be ready to let go of? Can you imagine them dissolving, leaving your body with your breath, being absorbed into the earth beneath you? The ritual doesn't matter as much as the intention. But taking a moment now, however you are choosing to release, through action or visualization, and let it happen. And one of the things that feels important to also share here is someone asked in the chat in the event, like, can I burn a list of things I maybe don't actually believe that I'm releasing, or I don't think I can release them? To which I just kind of chuckled. I said, of course you can. Of course you can. Like, this isn't magic. You're not going to write something down on paper, burn it, and then wake up tomorrow like free of your nail biting habit or free of the perfectionism that you've had for 2 decades. And then I shared with them that I was writing things on my list this year that I wrote on my list 6 years ago. But there were also some things that I had written on my list 6 years ago to release and to let go of that are no longer on my list this year. What this exercise represents is a willingness to see the things. We cannot heal what we aren't willing to acknowledge. So this is a really beautiful act of acknowledging, energetically releasing, and that is going to automatically bring more intention to those patterns and cause micro shifts, whether you see it, you feel it, you realize it or not. And then you get to choose one, maybe 2 of those things and say that one this year. I'm really going to go down that road. I'm going to get the help that I need. I'm going to do the work that it takes to try to move the needle there. Beautiful. Now, before we wrap this up, I want us to come back. One more reflection and then a little practice together. Taking a deep breath. Again, breathing in, sighing exhale out. Maybe placing your hands back on your body. As you gently ask yourself, what do I want to carry forward? We just talked about what we want to leave. But what do you want to carry forward? What belief? What habit? What does your body maybe need more of? More rest, play, honesty, connection, time outside, boundaries, compassion. What do you want to carry forward? And whatever comes, just let it be simple. And now, as we close this time together, I invite you to settle for one last practice. If you can, find a position that feels a little bit more supportive for your body. You could be seated or lying down, recline. Just find a way to let the weight of your body be held. And if you're able to, soften your gaze. Now close your eyes. Allowing your hands to rest easily, maybe in your lap or hands over heart. And taking a deep breath in and a full, unhurried breath out. Bringing your attention to your breath for just a moment, breathing in and out. Noticing the steady rhythm of your breath, the rise of your belly on the inhale, the gentle fall on the exhale. And now in your mind, I want you to imagine a mountain. Not one that you need to climb, just a mountain that exists. Strong, grounded, steady. And I really want you to make this mountain yours. Is it a snow-capped mountain, a forested one, a rocky? Is it lush and green or desert red? Now imagine yourself as this mountain. Feel your base wide and rooted, grounded deeply into the earth beneath you. Taking a deep breath in as you let your body sense that same support through the places where you are held right now. Now this mountain, it experiences all kinds of weather. Sun and warmth, wind and rain, snow and storms. And the weather moves through. But the mountain remains. Just like you. This year brought different seasons, different challenges, different moments of growth, loss, effort, and rest. And through all of it, you remain. You did not need to be perfect. You did not need to move at anybody else's pace or do it anybody else's way or do it the way that you even wished that you would have. You just needed to stay. Now I want you to imagine this mountain across time. It has stood through countless seasons, years of change, moments of stillness and moments of monumental intensity. And yet it is unchanged at its core. Let this be a reminder that beneath all of the movement of your life, beneath the emotions, the roles, the demands, there is something steady within you. There is something at your core. And if there is anything from this year that still feels like weather, lingering clouds or strong winds, imagine them as something passing across the mountain. It will pass. But even as it is still present, beneath it all, the mountain remains whole. remains solid, remains enough. Now take a slow breath in and a long breath out. And I want you to feel yourself here, in this body, in this moment. Allowing this year to feel complete. And then when you're ready, gently begin to return your awareness to the room. Maybe wiggling your fingers or your toes, noticing the sounds, the surface beneath you. And then gently opening your eyes. Thank you for showing up with me in this practice, for listening, for staying. Letting yourself take time to slow down, to hold, to witness. It matters. And if anything feels tender as you move into the rest of your day or coming days, that can be normal. I invite you to come back to the basics, to your breath, to your body, to the room around you. And again, thank you. Thank you for trusting me and this space with your time, your present, these parts of your story. And if anything came up for you that you do want to share, please know my DMs, my email, all of it is always, always open. And I will see you next week for part 2 of this New Year's series, where I'm going to talk about some of the things that I am not taking with me into the new year. And until then, friend, I'm sending so much hope and healing your way. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Regulate and Rewire podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please subscribe and leave a 5-star review to help us get these powerful tools out to even more people who need them. And if you yourself are looking for more personalized support in applying what you've learned today, consider joining me inside Rise, my monthly mental health membership and nervous system healing space, or apply for our one-on-one anxiety and depression coaching program, Restore. I've shared a link for more information to both in the show notes. Again, thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.